Hi friends, and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, my name is T and I like to play The Sims. Today I figured we'll give the old salt house in San Myshuno a little renovation or makeover. And the idea I got was that we have, and I know there's already a lot of clubs and bars around, but I thought with businesses and hobbies being released, I thought maybe we should have a bar or club and somebody, or whoever runs that, lives upstairs. And I figured that house or that lot would be the perfect lot for that, I guess. And I started by obviously just kind of looking at it a bit and keeping some elements of it. Like I like those lights that were on those columns in the middle of that room, kind of dividing it into a few sections. So we're removing the main furniture obviously because this is not a residential lot anymore, at least not downstairs. It will be upstairs. And I had a vision, I guess, where it would look a little more industrial and a little more, just like with a lot of steel and whatnot. So I'm looking for the perfect entrance door, and I wish the one that came with San Myshuno, no, with the Moschino pack would be a tall one, but it is not. But as you can see here, I just added one of those shorter windows or smaller windows on top of it to give the illusion of it being a large door. And then I started realizing I can stack those windows also, whenever they're actually acting as windows and not as an illusion. And I just, put them all around it and remove those other already existing windows. But I feel like overall the main look and layout of the house, I did not change too much. I also didn't change much outside of the house, especially not in the back. And here I thought, if you live upstairs, you probably want to have a separate entrance to your residential area. So I put that the stairs on the outside, but on the back of the building. Again, I went with very industrial looking kind of stairs. And then in the front, I wanted to use, it took me a hot minute, I wanted to use the fence that I think came with Get to Work, this one, the prison one. But then I realized with it being so high or tall, I guess, whenever you play, it would be kind of inconvenient to constantly have that really tall fence in your vision or whenever you play. So I exchanged it eventually, I think, with one that came with the businesses and hobbies expansion, which is also a little bit industrial-ish, but not as much, and especially it's not as tall, so it won't interfere with your gameplay, hopefully. But yeah, I just thought, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done this, and because I feel like this is a perfect place and the perfect lot to actually do that. And here in the corner, I thought maybe we'll have a little VIP area where only people like Thorne Bailey and Judith Ward are gonna be going in. It took me also a while to figure out the entrance because I kind of wanted it to be open, but I definitely wanted it to be only accessible for a certain type of celebrity. And whenever you play with it, if you download the lot, you can set what the requirements are, 1-star, 2-star, or only 5-star celebrities. But I wanted it to be open, so whenever you're in the club as a regular person, I guess, or a regular sim in this case, you can see them, but you can't get in. Kind of like so close, but so far away. And I couldn't install the door without at least there being a little bit of a wall. So I used columns with the spandrels and just painted that one wall black, so hopefully it kind of is just blending in. And then just used that little red curtain thing or curtain rod or whatever that is, fence to section it off. And here I kept, as I said, I kept those dividers because I thought it kind of makes sense, because often, I mean, I have not been in clubs a lot in my lifetime, but I've been to many, not many, but the clubs that I have been to often had different areas and were sectioned off. So I felt like it kind of makes sense to have a few different sections. And here's the VIP section. And then on the other side of that corner, I figured we'll just have a bar where just, you know, you can just hang out or just sit and whatever, and sit down and drink and maybe not constantly have to dance and be in right next to the DJ. And then I kind of felt that the Get Famous expansion pack also kind of works really nice with the idea that I had. So I'm using that really fancy and extravagant wallpaper and tiling or whatever, the floor, I guess. I don't know if it's tiles. Especially for the VIP area, I just thought it was fitting. I can just see Judith and Thorne having a blast in there, while everybody else is just looking inside. And then again, some Moschino wallpaper here. I think I just went with the regular red in the bar area, and then the other Moschino, the really bright one for the bathroom. And I just have one bathroom in there with two, I think it's the new toilet stalls that came with the businesses and hobbies. But yeah, nothing fancy in the bathroom. And then a few neon lights that I wish came in red, but I figured, you know, a club in pink and red, I think that's fine. You know, sometimes those colors clash in a club, but you don't really notice it anyways, because usually it's not dark, but it's definitely not well lit. But I think that is in the nature of a club. And then just quickly doing the bathroom, there's nothing special or anything interesting in there. I just used obviously regular lights and the new toilet stall that we got with the businesses and hobbies, or hobbies and businesses. I think it's businesses and hobbies. And I probably could have gone just with a regular 2 toilets and just separated with walls, but I figured they're new, let's just use them. And I kind of like the clean and sleek look of those. And then just the wellness, is it the wellness retreat, wellness spa? And I've been saying this for probably a while now, I need to make a cheat sheet where I have the names of all the expansion packs listed with the little icons next to them, so I don't constantly am just guessing what I'm doing here or what they're called here. But anywho, we're doing the bar area here, and I was trying a few of them, but I decided just on a regular base game one in red. Nothing, you know, nothing lighting up or spacey looking, just a regular normal bar, which I figured, you know, for a club that kind of is not overly, like, it doesn't have a theme, it's just a darker bar. I figured just a sleek bar or a sleek main bar would be fine. And then we're adding some dance areas. I wish they came in red because they would blend in better with the rest of the club. But none of them come in a red except for that marble looking thing, which I also didn't think suits the overall look of this club or bar. And then of course the VIPs have their own little dance area because they also want to dance, but not with the common folks. No, they want to dance by themselves. And I get some fancy expensive looking couches in there so they can sit and relax and talk and drink and relax from all the dancing they're doing. Which is expanding this area just a tiny bit, so we have more room for not only the dance area, but I also put in a small little bar because obviously whenever you're a VIP, you don't want to go all the way in the other side of the club to have a drink. Yes, you probably have staff for that, but still, it's easier to just have it right there. And I would figure that if a club has a VIP area like that, where celebrities like Thorne Bailey level in real life show up, I'm pretty sure that the staff that works that area has special training. So they're not constantly feigning and asking them for autographs or a hug. I would assume so, at least. First I thought that maybe we should put the Get Famous couches in there, but I thought that might be a bit too much, so I'm just putting in those sleek city living love seats and couches in there, and obviously a few side tables so they can put their drinks there or whatever. But yeah, I think overall it turned out to be a pretty neat club. Would I go there by myself or in real life? By myself, definitely not. In real life, probably not either. I'm not really a club girl these days. Not that I ever was. But I hope that the Sims will like it. And then here I'm using some kind of champagne buckets that came with the wedding story pack that I still have not played a lot with. I bought it on sale, and I know it's very buggy, allegedly, and I don't think I've gotten married ever since, honestly. I guess I have to try it. But I really, whenever that was released and everybody was saying stay away from it, it's buggy, there's, it doesn't work and whatnot, I was bummed out because not only did I really like the world that came with the pack, but also the clothing and all. So eventually, whenever, like a few months ago when it was on sale, I actually bought it. And yes, I have not really played much with it, but I just haven't gotten around playing with it. Also with the businesses and hobbies or horse ranch and whatnot, it's just a lot of things going on. But yeah, back to the game. We have a little seating area, just some high tables where you can just put your drink and maybe take a break from all the dancing. A little couch area too, not as fancy, but still functional. And then I think at some point, I switched to actually the lounge lot type just to see what we would need in order for it to be actually a lounge and to get those items, the lounge items, just in one click and not have to click through all of the different categories. And of course we need a DJ booth, and we have some of those I don't even know what they're called, those bright lights that have those really bright pink and whatever circles that they kind of reflect on the floor or whatnot. Then I also thought we could have like a little table, like regular table sitting area at the bar. I would figure that every once in a while that area is sometimes open before the club is open. I don't know how that would work in the game, but we'll see. Or maybe you can just kind of divide it into two businesses. One is the club owner and one is the bar owner. But I thought maybe, just for chilling or whatnot. And then some more shelving or wall decorations that look like it's a regular bar. And it took me a lot longer to actually do all of this. So this is only part one of the makeover because I did not have, or I wouldn't have enough time to actually upload it in one go to YouTube, because I don't know what the restrictions is for small YouTubers like me, but I highly doubt I could upload a video that's an hour long. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I also thought it might be a bit better for it to be just 2 parts, because I personally, whenever I watch YouTube videos, I don't mind those shorter ones whenever I do stuff, but the ones that are an hour long, you really need to sit down and get into it. So I figured it's a bit better for everybody to just have it in 2 parts. Also, I wouldn't have to comment for over however long it would have been. So the second part, the residential part, will be up shortly as well. And here we're going just on the outside again, just adjusting it a little bit, making it a bit sleeker, a bit more modern, but still industrial, with some signs there, some trees, changed the floor tile there to match it a bit better. At first I thought maybe just put some red tiles there so it looks like a red carpet, but I didn't really like the look of it, and it didn't really match anything else from the outside of it, or I mean, I guess the inside is a bit reddish, but I just didn't like how it looked. Some lights around the place so whenever you're there at night it's not super dark. And I think that is it for at least the club area. We're gonna see a few pictures, and I think, yes, I also made a video where you just kind of look around the club and whatnot. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. Let me know what else you want to see or any ideas you might have for me. And I'm still thinking about making a bit more gameplay videos because that's actually what I really like about The Sims. I'm just doing this here to kind of improve a little bit on my building skills, which are, I'd say, basic. It's still fun, but if you have any ideas, or if you just, want to see more gameplay or have any other comments, just comment, like, subscribe, and any kind of support really helps this little channel, and I would be very thankful for that. And I hope I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!